What is going on, everybody? Monday morning. Left the house about 6 o'clock this morning. As you can tell, I got my GoPro back. Thank God for that. Working without the GoPro was a struggle. I actually did a whole video that once I got it in editor off my phone, it was just terrible. So I didn't even post it. But got my GoPro back. It's Monday morning. Left the house about 6 o'clock this morning. Ran up to the shop. Got a new Easy Pass because my Easy Pass quit working last week. Got the new Easy Pass. My brother Keith met me there. He's got the same truck I got on right now. We're headed to the same place. We're gonna get out. Got out of the shop at about, I don't know, it was 8 o'clock, 8:15 or so. We're gonna see if we can't. We're running up here on 480 now. Running up to the turnpike in Ohio. We're gonna see if we can't catch that hard worker working them FedEx trailers, running them over to South Bend. So stick around, we'll be right back.
We ride across these plains and prairies, Rocky Mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white lines still.
That FedEx truck there, is that a Richard Lemon?
That's right, you got the hard worker, come on.
How about that? We found a hard worker.
That's right. You guys get those little Peterbilt stones, you might catch them. Holy shit, go up and go. You're right, Keith, that truck on his deck is running. Look at them fans go.
I'm backing it down.
Wow, I feel the love here.
How close I gotta be to set that FedEx system off? Well, there you go. We got the hard worker. We caught him on a turnpike. We got on a turnpike. He was maybe 7-8 miles in front of us. We tracked him down. That poor guy. He's FedEx governed their truck at 64.5 miles an hour, and as we all know, the turnpike speed limit is 70, so we can run a little bit faster than he could. It took us a while. It took us about 45 minutes or so to track him down, but we got him tracked down. You saw us having a little bit of fun with him, messing with the hard worker. But Rich's a great guy. Takes it all in stride. That's one right with us. He'll give it right back when he gets a chance. So as you can see, did a little housekeeping this weekend at the house. Took my sheets off, took everything out, cleaned the truck up real good. Got my sheets washed. Haven't even got them put back on the bunk yet. But it's Monday. Headed out to got my brother in tow with me right now. We're headed out to Scranton, Iowa. Got 2 truck chassis on from New Philadelphia, Ohio, going out to Scranton. Gonna deliver those probably first thing tomorrow morning. Looks like we're gonna end up about an hour and a half to 2 hours out when we finally get stopped tonight. But making our way across Indiana right now. So
Turn left,
That is the
then
plan.
take the second left.
Because these trucks are two complete, exactly the same trucks, but they're secured two completely different ways on two different trailers. I want to show you guys both of them. This is our last stop for tonight. Tomorrow morning we'll be delivering these things, so let's go take a look. Cover mine first. As you know, Keith has a low-pro step, and low-pro step deck allows him to secure his load a little bit different than I secure mine. Here's our truck right here. As you can see, there's both trucks right there. The higher one's up on Keith's trailer, lower one obviously is on my trailer. The interesting thing about these trucks is they're both, what they are right now is considered a truck chassis. And the interesting thing about these is there's a couple different things. Number one, these two units are still diesel. They haven't come up with a reliable alternative to diesel at this point. So there is still a lot of manufacturers that are still purchasing diesel and trusting the reliability of a diesel. So this particular company that we got these trucks from, they make a diesel motor as well as a compressed natural gas motor, and they also make a electric version. And now they're still working out the kinks of the electric version, but they have an entire line at the facility that they're making electric. So it's coming, and it's going to be a thing. They just got to get the kinks worked out. So that's one of the interesting things about these trucks. The second interesting thing is we pick them up from the manufacturer that puts this whole chassis together. And we pick them up from there, and we're taking them to, in this case, Iowa, to the end user, or to the body shop, what we call the body shop, where they're going to put whatever body this truck requires. In our case, I believe both of these are going to be garbage trucks. They're going to put garbage truck bodies on these things, and then they're going to paint them, decal them, and then they're going to get, once they're completed there, they're going to get reloaded on a trailer or drove to the facility, depending on which is better for financially for the company. They're going to end up going to the end user at that point. So the people on our paperwork that we have right now are not who we're delivering it to. That's who purchased the unit. So it's pretty interesting to see. And tomorrow when we get to delivery, I'm going to see if I can find out what the time frame is from when this truck shows up at their door, when they get a body on it, get it painted, get it out the door to the end user, what kind of time frame they're looking at. It'll be interesting to find out how long that takes to get that done. Like, again, these two trucks are going to end up being garbage trucks. Should be pretty cool to see. Wish I could maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be one done, and we can check it out while we're there. Maybe not, maybe so, but we'll see what we can find out. Now, securement on these things. This truck only weighs, what are we at, 18,000 pounds, I believe. So the whole chassis weighs 18,000 pounds. Placement on this thing, as you can see here, placement on it, I couldn't go any further back. Tied up against my rear step, and I am pretty close up on the front. So I only really had one spot to put this thing. So placement really didn't come into play here at all. It was just kind of put it on wherever it fits. If it fits, it ships, right? So what I did for securement on the 18,000 pounds, and this is going to be very similar on Keith's load when we get to it, is I took one chain. This is only one chain. I hooked the hook onto their tie down point, and then I ran my binder right up against the edge of my trailer. The edge of my trailer has the same load rating as my D-ring, so I can use this. And the advantage to using this is when you start tightening up your binder, for whatever reason, when it's connected to a fixed point, this binder will tighten up a bunch faster than if you're wrapping around a chain and trying to keep the chain going. So that's the advantage to doing it this way. I like doing it that way. It just makes the thing tighten up a lot faster. So what I did here, one chain, hooked it through their hook, took the binder right to the edge of the trailer. I get half credit for this particular chain. So my chains being 3/8, 6,500 pound weight rating. So I'm getting 3,200 pounds, 3,250 pounds for this chain here. I also did the same exact thing on the other side, hooked it the same way, bindered it the same way, so we get 3,200 pounds, 3,250 for that one as well. So up front here we got 6,500 pounds of securement. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know you gotta have, in securement devices, you gotta half the weight of the load. In this case, we're 18,000 pounds. We gotta have 9,000 pounds of securement. Up front alone, we have 65,000. So I'll show you what I did on the back. All right, so here we are at the back. Now this one for me was a little bit tricky. Not what we normally do, and you're gonna see Keith here in a minute. That's how we normally do it, but because of where this thing had to be positioned with these tires tight up against my rear step, I had to do this a little bit different. But what I did here is, what we normally do, and you're gonna see on Keith's, is we wrap around the axle and then we X-chain off of the axle, off each side of the pumpkin. You're gonna see that here in a minute on Keith's. But on mine, I couldn't do that because if I wrap around the axle, it's way down here. You can see the axle right there. The chain would be way down here. It would come up, hit the top of my deck, and then come. So we would actually be providing upward pressure rather than downward pressure on the unit itself if we tried to secure that way. So what I had to do, get a little creative. There's a cross member frame in here. You can kind of see it. I came under the unit and I hooked to the bottom of that cross member, and it came right to the same side instead of X-chain. The reason I didn't X-chain was because had I tried to X-chain, that chain would just slid over there on that particular center frame, or that cross member. It would have just slid right across. So I pulled this way with this one, that way with that one. Doesn't really make any difference. X-chain, not X-chain, you're gonna get the same amount of credit for the chain, which is half on this chain, because it doesn't go from this side over the load to the other side. We're getting half credit for it. So again, these two chains, I did that side the same exact way I did this side. These two chains, we get half credit for each one, totaling 6,500. So on the load, we have 13,000 pounds of securement on what requires 9,000 pounds. So we are more than good for securement. Now, let's take a look at Keith's. So here we are at Keith's trailer on a low pro step. First thing you're going to notice is the deck height is quite a bit higher than the deck height on mine. That's because the step deck, this particular step deck, is pretty low. That's why they call it a low pro. It's a very low step deck. Now Keith did the traditional securement on this. He was able to, because he has nothing back here that's blocking him. He was able to X-chain off the pumpkins. Come on, Keith. Walk in here, let him see that. That's how you X-chain off the pumpkins. That side pumpkin pulling this way, this side pulling that. Man, these are some nice brand new chains, bro. Look at this. Look at this guy. $1 chains. So Keith did it traditional way. This is a fantastic way to secure. Just as good as the way I secured it. You get the exact same amount of credit. So either way is perfectly fine, and either way works really well. Now Keith did the front of his exactly the same as I did mine, except he didn't connect to the side of the trailer because he doesn't have a weight rating on his stake pockets. So it secured it the same exact way I did, right to the hooks on each side, one binder on each side, same exact credit. So he has the same amount of credit per chain on this load as I do on mine. Well, there you go. There's these two loads. We've been running our butt off. How many miles do you think we did today, Keith?
I don't know.
Probably did somewhere around 650, 700 miles today. We got out here to Iowa. It looks like we're about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes or so away from our delivery. Should be able to get there by when they open tomorrow morning. and then we're going to go on from there. So stay tuned. If you're brand new to the channel, I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for watching today. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out, helps the channel out. I like watching those numbers grow. If there's something you'd like to mention, please feel free to make a comment. I like reading them. I like seeing them. I try to get back to everybody as quick as possible. I'm sort of terrible about it, but I promise I will get back to you. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope everybody has a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.